This is PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you eat.
Hey guys, it's me Travis with PlayerProps.ai, and this is what we're looking at for the Thursday night Week 4 game of the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. Do a quick recap of Week 3. I'm going to throw a graphic up here, so every single video that included a player prop, we threw it up here on the screen. I believe we're 9-3 so far this season. We're never going to trust Russell Wilson ever again. But I do want to focus on that game for Sunday Night Football of the Giants. If you watched that game, Wan'Dale Robinson hit. So here is my 2 cents. There was a play in the game. There was one play, his first time he caught the ball, his foot stepped out of bounds before he caught it. So yes, that's illegal touching, so we're not considering that. But in the second half, he was targeted, I think, across the middle. He caught the ball. And then he was tackled, and he fumbled as he was being tackled. And if it was reviewed, you would have seen that his knee was down, and it's a reception, and they didn't lose the ball. But what happened is there was a penalty flag for pass interference, and so the refs got together, and they literally were like, "Hey, if we have this pass interference, they're going to get the same amount of yards regardless, so we don't have to review if this was a fumble or not, because if it was a fumble, they're going to take the penalty. So just give them the yards of the penalty, we don't have to review anything." And because they just went straight to the penalty and called Wan'Dale Robinson's reception incomplete, because they called it complete and they said he didn't fumble, which is exactly what happened, he would have hit his line. Because he was very close to hitting it, and that was not the last reception he had, but that was the first big reception to hit his line. And I'm like screaming at my TV, like, how this man caught the ball without a question of a doubt. And his knee hit the ground, and then as he was further being tackled, lost the ball, but his knee was down. But because the refs they decided that, hey, he's going to get the same amount of yards, or the Giants are going to be in the same yard line, whether this is a penalty or not, just make it the penalty, uphold the penalty, and then that is what it is. Go back and watch the game, go back to that reception. He 100% caught the ball, but because they knew that they were going to get the same yardage regardless, they just called it incomplete, so they didn't have to review the fumble, and then they gave him the yardage with the pass interference, which is the most insane way to lose a bet that I've ever seen. Because he actually caught the ball, and that yardage should have definitely counted. Anywho, moving on to some other things. We have cheat sheet extraordinaire in the Discord, Joey. And before I get into my topic on Joey and the cheat sheet stuff, referring to the Discord, it still blows my mind that I run into people through some other format of chatting, whether it's through the AI support bot we have on our app, or email or something. It floors me that you guys can watch at least one of these episodes and still not get into the Discord, even though every episode for the past 20 months is me looking you in the eyes and saying, get in the Discord. You have zero excuses. It is a free to download app. It is a free to account to create. And the amount of value that you get, even from the free Discord that we offer, not even including all the premium channels for all of our premium subscribers, but just the free stuff itself, the fact that you're not taking advantage of that blows my mind. There are more valuable things in the free Discord than any other sports betting free Discord that exists. Well, how do I know that? Because again, I've joined every single one to make sure that mine is the best, and I've made it that way. But I still, every single day, somebody asked me a question. I was like, oh, this is answered in the so-and-so channel in the Discord. They're like, well, I'm not in Discord yet. Then why are you betting on sports? If you can't do the free stuff, you can't bet on sports. Sports betting is a 99% chance for you to lose money. The only way you can be part of the elite 1% is by doing everything possible to set yourself up for success, especially the free stuff that we have for you. Now that I've got off that tangent, back to the Joey cheat sheet thing I was mentioning earlier. People have been asking, so Joey has printed money, helped us print money with his cheat sheet for hits, runs, RBIs for MLB, and helping you out with the spread predictor cheat sheet as well. People have been asking, is there going to be cheat sheets for NFL? So it's something that Joey is monitoring. We've only had 3 weeks of the NFL, so he's simply looking over everything and seeing what hits and what doesn't hit. So what we talked about this morning before I hit the record button. If for the brand new tool that's the team total predictor, which is you going to team, you going to total, and then you toggling team over here in the top right to look at the team total, which projects the individual score of each team. If you did everything that this tool told you to do for each team, I believe he said it went 20-7. So that's definitely profitable. So if you just, not even looking at like, oh, the difference is 0.5 or 1.5, because people are asking, what's the best like difference to look for? And we don't know because we just created this tool. So we're trying to learn as we go. But week 3, it doesn't matter. The difference doesn't matter. The direction doesn't matter. It went 20-7, extremely profitable just by doing exactly what the arrow said. Not paying attention to what's next to the arrow. If it says down, you go under. If it says up, you go over. If you did that for every single game week 3, you made a ton of money, a lot of profit. I think he also mentioned something as well for college football, that for this last weekend for college football, for the same tool, which is the team total predictors, also available for college football, if you specifically targeted differences, so when you actually are paying attention to this number, if you're targeting differences for college football team total predictor from 3 to 5, so 3, 3.54, 4.55, whether it's over or under, if you target that 3 to 5, he said it went 9-1. Now, if you don't know what percentage of that is, out of 10 picks, that's a 90% hit rate. I guarantee there's nobody on planet Earth that says they have a team total predictor for college football that went 90%. But that's the beauty of PlayerProps.ai. We keep thinking of new ways to create new things and to make it easier for you guys to understand how to do it. So that's what we're looking at for the following week. For NFL, we know it doesn't matter about the difference because it's hitting 20 out of 27 games. Or 20 out of 27 projections. And then for college football, we are looking for that range of 3 to 5 because it's hitting at a crazy 90% hit rate. All of these things are continuously being dropped in Discord, which again, if you're not in it, stop betting on sports. You're not trying hard enough to win. But Joey keeps dropping those things. Every time he sees a new nugget, he drops in the Discord. Hey, when you guys are using this tool, look for this and this. If you look for this specifically, you'll win a lot more often. And that's the beauty of having cheat sheets and tracking everything. So now that we've covered how much money we made week 3, let's go ahead and find something for the first game of week 4. I always start on receiving yards. You guys should know that by now. Something else to go on to add another cherry on top to the tangent of you got to do all the free stuff and you have to apply yourself if you want to have a chance of being successful. There are a lot of people, which is fine. If you're new and you don't know how to use things, it's fine. There's no such thing as a dumb question. However, I'm not saying that this is a dumb question, but there's so many people that are very new, and I'm talking about like they just joined us this week for football or whatever it may be, and they're seeing something and they're circling something here, and they're like, so what does difference mean? Or what does this mean? Or what this? Ladies and gentlemen, I've answered 99% of all questions you could possibly ask me about this tool right here in this button at the top that says tap to learn how to use the prop predictor. Please just click this button, go through that, and it will answer 99% of your questions on how to use this tool. And this button exists for every single of the 10 tools we have for this app. It all has a button and it all has a unique way of teaching you how to use the tool you're looking at. So before you guess that you think you know what you're reading or what to do, chances are it's probably not accurate. There's a chance that you are using it correctly with guessing, but the chances are you're not, based on the experience of what I've seen the last 20 months, which is why we created this button so you can tap it to learn how to use it. So please do that on top of subscribing to the free channel that you're watching and joining the free community Discord by using the free version, at least the free version of the PlayerProps.ai app. And then, of course, if you want the week pass, If you want to try it out for a week, PlayerProps.ai/weekpass. Just type that in your browser, whether it's Google Chrome or Safari or whatever, it doesn't matter. And also, if you ever need help, just ask. The amount of people that give up without asking for help is also astonishing. We have the most helpful and welcoming Discord, and I believe I'm the most helpful and welcoming CEO of any app that exists for the sports betting industry. I would love to answer your question, but I can't if you don't ask it. There are no over trifectas, and I don't believe there are any under trifectas, which is fine because typically you don't really find too many for one-game slates. So what are we going to do? Because we don't find a trifecta, we're still going to move the line to 40, which is the minimum that's required of the trifecta. There is almost no difference whatsoever from Marvin Harrison's over or Cooper Kupp's over, and then everybody else is an underplay. Almost no difference at all for Trey McBride. Almost no difference for JSN. So, I don't believe that we're looking at a receiving yards prop for this game. So the next prop we look at is rushing yards. We still have the filter of 40 or higher. Trey Benson is now the lead back after James Conner had a very, very, very gruesome leg break in the ankle spot. He's done for the season. If you haven't seen the video, I recommend not watching it. It's like, you don't even have to, I wonder what happened. When you watch the video, you're like, oh yeah, he's done. But Trey Benson's going to be the lead back. And the AI... So, this is interesting. If the AI gives Trey Benson a projection for rush yards of 49.79, then I know the AI has accounted that Trey Benson is now the lead back, because they would not give him 50 yards rushing if he was not the lead back. So it's not that the AI hasn't caught up to the James Conner injury, because it has, or else it wouldn't show this number. Through 3 games so far this season, Seattle ranks 26th in total rush yards allowed. That is 4th fewest. Not 4th, 5th or 6th fewest in rush yards allowed. So actually, let's go real quick and look at that. Going to NFL rush yards allowed, not rush yards, total rushing yards allowed. Seattle, so Arizona doesn't allow too much, and Seattle has only allowed on average 90 yards a game. In their last game, they only allowed 79 rush yards, which I think, was that the lowest? That was the 4th lowest. Arizona only allowed 73, so this is going to be a nice little rushing battle between these two. Seattle allowed 99 rush yards at home and allowed 72 on average rush yards away. So the question becomes... So the sportsbooks favor the under. So this essentially is a trifecta. The sportsbooks favor the under because it's minus 113 to over 111. I guess the difference for the trifecta is programmed at 25. I probably should be 20 though, I think. And you can't really pay attention to any of this stuff because you have to factor in the games that Trey Benson was the lead back for. So after James Conner went down, he rushed for 42. I think James Conner went down in the 1st. But again, Seattle has allowed a very few amount of rush yards. And that's to... I don't think that they're going to be win. Actually, let's do that next. Let's look at the money line for this. Oh, so they are projected to win. So Arizona right now is a minus 115 money line, which if you don't know what that means they have a 53.49% implied chance to win. Our AI says that chance to win should be more like 57, so you definitely want to look at the money line because it should be more expensive or more juicy based on what the AI says is going to happen. Minus 1.5 is a line. AI says that they should be covering that. The total is only a 1.4 5-4 difference on the under, so that's not really enough. And then we already looked at this earlier, 1.5 and 0.5, even though we just said that Joey, through the tracking stuff that he's working on, said that if you just do what it says and don't pay attention to the difference, it went 20 out of 27 games, or 20 out of 27 projections it hit. But we like difference when we focus on stuff for the show. The question becomes, if Arizona does win the game, as they're projected to, they're going to be running in the fourth quarter. If they're running in the fourth quarter, Trey Benson's going to get a lot more attention. If he gets a lot more attention because they're winning, chances of him hitting his line become more likely. So, before we fully commit to Trey Benson, even though that difference looks pretty tasty, we would be doing a disservice if we don't look at everything else available to us that might make more sense. Okay, so the next thing I want to look at, let's look at receptions, see if there's anything sexy here. Not really. No. Passing yards. Should I say there's anything we like more than that Trey Benson under rushing yards? I guess this is kind of interesting. So you see Arizona has that green right underneath the game here. See this? Arizona second in TPYA, total pass yards allowed. So Arizona has allowed the second most pass yards through 3 games this season. Seattle is currently on the projections, both by the sportsbooks and by PlayerProps.ai, to be losing this game by a close margin, but losing nonetheless. Of course, if the quarterback is on a team that's losing, what are they doing? They're passing more. Can he pass for 219.5 yards? His accuracy is pretty high, 66.7 through 15 games. He barely missed this by 2 yards against the Saints, hit this easily against Pittsburgh, missed this horribly against San Francisco. And then here, the games when he was on Minnesota. What do we do here? What is the most optimal thing to do? 219.5. All he's got to do is get 220 pass yards. And last time, on last Thursday, when we did the Tua passing yards, didn't work out for us. So, slightly hesitant on wanting to do passing yards because of that performance, but that is not the same quarterback nor the same game. So I think I have an idea. Let's see what the best line we can find for Darnold is for Thursday's game. Passing yards. So DraftKings, what we were looking at was 219. FanDuel and BetRivers have him at 217.5. Neither quarterback is favored to go over 1.5 based on, or favored by the sports books. They all have under of 1.5 touchdowns. So I think I have an idea. I think we're going to do 3. We're going to do 3, and I'm not saying we're doing a 3-pick parlay, you psychopaths. I'm saying that we're doing 3, and you're single betting them, so when 2 of them hit, at least 2 of them, of course we hope for sweeping and hitting all 3, but if 2 of them hit, you still make money. Because 2 out of 3 is always going to be profit unless you're doing stupid, juicy things. So, we're going to go Darnold. And then we're going to go Trey. And then we're going to go find it so interesting. Seattle's not doing a bad job this season. They're not a bad team. Arizona just lost their starting running back for the season. And even with all of that factored in, Arizona is implied to win from the sportsbooks odds, and the AI says they should be even more projected to win. Hold on. I'm gonna look at one more thing. Yeah, so it's a coin flip on FanDuel. And almost a coin flip here, coin flip here, coin flip here, coin flip here. Almost a coin flip on one of parlay.online. Interesting. Okay, I think that's what we're doing. We'll go in Sammy, Trey B, and we're going, even though it doesn't make sense to me because they just lost their starting back, we're going to go Arizona money line. And of course, the best one right now is on one of parlay and FanDuel. If you're betting on a sports book that doesn't pay you the most amount of money when you get something right, you are not betting correctly. Do not give loyalty to one book just because you're lazy and you don't want to focus on having some bankroll scattered across multiple books. That's not how you beat the books. The way you beat the books is by being smart. How do you be smart? When you find something you like, you then use these comparison tools to find the best possible book available to you that has the best line or payout odds. So if you're in a state, for example, that has FanDuel and DraftKings, which most legal betting states do, and if you lock the Arizona money line on DraftKings, you have shot yourself in the foot because you get paid more for the same exact outcome for locking this in on FanDuel. Stop taking worse odds, worse lines, and worse money. The way you win is by being smart. That's the only way you can profit over the sports books that have a 99% chance to collect all of your money. That's what we're doing, though. Those are the three. Based on game script, based on the AI, I think that's what we're doing. So we're going to go with those three and hope to hit 2 out of 3. If we sweep, we sweep. But that's, I think, that's what we're coming to. So any questions whatsoever, you know what to do. Just ask me in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you know what to do. Join it. It is free. And once you join it, you're probably like, where's all the channels at? There's one channel you can see that's called Unlock Free Access. If you want to unlock free access, you have to do what the Unlock Free Access channel says to do. Now that means going up here and clicking on this profile icon on the top left if you're on the app, and then there's going to be a button on your profile that says Connect Discord. You tap on the button that says Connect Discord, and you log into the Discord that's already in our server. That is what opens up all the free access. And if you are premium, that will also open up all the premium channels as well, where 99.99% of the chatter that happens in Discord exists. Any questions? Let me know. Good luck, and we'll see you guys in the next one.